Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Heretic Shadow of the Serpent Riders on the Dower to Smite-Meister difficulty with fast monsters enabled. Played with the Wayfarer's Tome mod through GZDoom. We're doing all levels with a 1 start and this is episode 5, the Stagnant Demesne. Let's begin. Here we go into the Ochre Cliffs, and what we're going to do right now is go all the way over into this building, grab the ethereal crossbow, kill at least one of these guys, and then ride up this lift. Grab the yellow key, and then make our way into this part and kill the rest of these golems in this part, so we can go into this one and kill these nitro golems. All while hopefully dodging their projectiles. Now when you're low on crossbow bolts, you can grab the arrows over there. But when you're done with that, you should be fine. We're going to use a quartz flask to have nice health. And now we're going to go towards this side and clear it out too. Now on this side, there is a Tome of Power, which we'll probably use in a little bit. But for now, we're just clearing out the rest of these areas with these nitro golems. It's nice to get up here as quickly as you can, because if you dawdle in that room, you will die. At least on fast monsters. Now there's lots of undead warriors down there, but we are going to go back into there later. For now, we'll kill this fire gargoyle, since he decided to show up. We got a fire mace out of this area too. But we probably won't need it too much. You can use it if you have it, otherwise just use the crossbow. They don't give you too much ammo for it anyways. If you need the gauntlets, you can grab them right there. Other than that, it's mostly nitro golems and whatnot here. And thank goodness for that silver shield. We'll finish the rest of these undead warriors off, the ones emerging from this area. And when we try to grab the bag of holding, now usually I think it's when you grab the bag of holding the other undead warriors are supposed to show up, but I guess not. I think some other enemies or some other line def has to be crossed, so I think we got rid of them already. Oh well, we'll grab the shadow sphere here, we'll probably use it for later. For now though, we have the yellow key, which we got like very early on in the level, so we're gonna open this area up and kill all of the golems here. And the stragglers too. Make sure you check out all these little holes in this maze area. This maze area is weird because some of the enemies are like blind. At least in certain sectors. Anyway, we're just wanding all of these enemies down, because they're all ghostly enemies. The crossbow isn't as efficient in this area as you'd hope it would be. But thankfully, in addition to the wand, you can also grab the dragon claw here. But I'm going to stick with the wand, just because I want to be efficient with it. We'll save the dragon claw for bigger fish, trust me. Here's another bag of holding to make sure that you have all the ammo you need for an area like this. And thankfully, some of these golems are friendly enough to drop some wand crystals as well. But if they don't, should be fine. You can switch to the claw. It's no big deal. But we're just clearing out all these little areas to make sure that we'll be ready for later. Because I've cleared this map out before, but missed a few kills in the maze. Or at least one. But whatever. This area, we're gonna clear out too. Hopefully you should still have ammo. If not, there should be plenty at the start. I know there's a crystal geode there. But anyways, we're gonna push the switch and go up and grab the Egg of Destiny. When we grab it, we're gonna make our way out because... Look carefully. Yeah, there's another one on the other side too. See what I mean? And this area is dark, so it's hard to see them, but just shoot and you'll make sure you get them. The reward is ammo, of course, and the egg, which might be useful. Other than that, we're done with that part. So let's grab some more ammo, like the geode there, crystals too. And now we can ascend this area because it also raises up. That's also your reward for clearing this mess out. We have plenty of crossbows to use on these guys. Now, over here is a strange situation. You have to cross that area, but in order to get there, you have to open this up. How are you supposed to know that? I'm not sure. Texture isn't all that different. But either way, you want to cross this hellish landscape. You can use a hell staff on these guys, but you can stick with the crossbow too. A set of enemies you want to watch out for are these undead warriors. We'll deal with them later. We're just going to cross the fiery lava bridge there. And also bait some of these guys out because there's portals where they are. Nice double kill. And I think that should be most of them. At least on one side. I think there's 4. Yeah, 4. Alright. You want to go back into the green room for one reason alone. It lowers this area, and it's on a timer. Timer's a little tight, but not too tight. Should be just enough for you to fall down and get into this area, but the real problem is dealing with the golems in this part that will try to ruin your day. Nitro golems and whatnot. But once you have the green key, you should be able to go into this area. Right back into this maze, because there's something else we need to do. We need to go into here and check out these blind enemies. Now let's kill them. Let's put a time bomb there. Yeah, that works. And pushing the button in that room reveals this part. Now you should have at least one more phobum. I like to use it in this part because it'll make dealing with one set of disciples much easier. Otherwise you have to deal with 2 on each side. As for the chickens, we're gonna have to get rid of them. Now, another weird part is this fake wall. I don't know how you're supposed to know about the fake wall either, but you just get out of there and you should be fine. And of course deal with another disciple. Oh well. Whatever, we're just gonna make our way back up. We got the blue key out of that area with the trap and the disciples, and we're gonna open the blue door. But first, let's make sure that we aren't gonna get hit by any of this lava, like that. Deal with some scary enemies like these guys. Because they're ghostly undead warriors, should be like 2 or 3 of them. I think it's 2. Either way, you wanna get the Wings of Wrath? And let's use this Chaos device for once, because we're gonna fly up here, break out the Hell Staff, use it for this disciple. Get the Ring of Invincibility, grab the Enchanted Shield, grab any ammo if they drop it, and let's also go over here to clear this area out, because I forgot to do that. Better late than never. Anyways, there's a good reason to use the Ring of Invincibility right now, because we're going into here. We're going to use the Shadow Spear too. There's a Molitar. You can zap them with the gauntlets, but not when you're not invincible. We're just going to kill them while we're invulnerable, so we can just absolutely destroy them. And as for the Iron Liches over here, it's a great opportunity to use the Phoenix Rod. Potentially, at least. If you want, you can also use the Tomes of Power. That's kind of hoarding them, but whatever. Now, there's something else we need to do that I wasn't able to do while it's flying around, but that's fine. We're just gonna go back down here and push this button. You can go back through the portal if you want. And if you want to check out things on the other side, you can just go through here as well. That should be all the enemies, all the kills, and the one secret, which is the secret, the Phoenix Rod. Well, when you're done with all that, you can finally exit. And that is the Ochre Cliffs. And yeah, I know people have a bit of a tough time with this one. But not as hard as much as Catafalque, but still a tough time nonetheless because of all the weird enemy placements. But you can still do it in a short amount of time. I did it in 10 minutes, but I was taking my precious time in some parts and wasn't able to do the classic Molitor CBT, but probably wouldn't have done it anyway because of the Iron Liches that are also in the final part. But whatever, we're done with this map. Let's go into E5M2 Rapids. Alright, this is probably my favorite track of the MIDI pack, because it allows us to grab all the items just in time for the heavy part to kick in. We're gonna kill all of these gargoyles and then go down the eponymous rapids. Yeah, this one's Turbulence by Airs Falling. And it's a good track if I do say so myself. But anyways, we kill all the Saber Claws. We're gonna stick around this part because of these Were Dragons. We're gonna get rid of all of them. And this guy too. And these guys as well, since they want to show up. If you aren't feeling too confident in dealing with the Were Dragons and dodging their projectiles, you can try to run up here. They won't be able to shoot you from it. They can try all they want, but they won't succeed. You can finish them off with a wand if you feel like saving your ammo for certain situations. But you shouldn't really need to do that. But we will use the wand for this area, because it's mostly gargoyles. We're going to ignore the area to the right for now and make our way into this part with the other gargoyles and grab the ethereal arrows. We're going to use them for this guy. Then push the switch there and make our way back into this area. Now let's grab the yellow key and go into here. And preferably not miss our shots, but that's fine. Let's get rid of these gargoyles. Yeah, these rapids are like carrying sector, so watch out for them. This area right here is a secret. I don't know why, but it's a secret nonetheless. Now this part right here requires you to be quick on your feet, otherwise you'll get a lot of burning. So put on your asbestos booties before you go into there. Maybe take a sip of the quartz flask if need be. Oh yeah, one more thing. We're gonna go back into this part again and finally do this area. Because there's a fire gargoyle guarding the gauntlets of the necromancer. When we grab them, we're not gonna use them because of this Were Dragon. We're just gonna get rid of them. And 3 to 4 shots. Alright, there's another thing we can get in there, but I'm not gonna try it yet. I don't feel like risking it. I feel like getting rid of these guys though, which you should do, probably with the crossbow or the Elven Wand. Because, let's be real, those are your only choices right now for one start. Anyways, pushing this button should open this part up. We're gonna stick around here, even though there are Saber Claws running right in our face, we'll get rid of them. And now we can go into here, but turn around when you do, because there will be Were Dragons waiting for you. We'll stick with the crossbow to deal with them. Yeah, one of them's hiding in a fake wall there. How evil. But it does show you how to get a secret, at least. The fake wall itself isn't a secret, but... well, there's a bag of holding here. Flipping the switch lowers the lift up to the secret, but it's guarded by a Were Dragon. Yeah, another one. Let's ride it up now. It's on a timer, of course. And it has a Morphobum. So now you have that, you can press the switch, which lowers this like a lift. And it'll send you back up to here. But now you push all the buttons and whatnot, we're going to grab this Crystal Geode for the ammo. And make our way back up to this part because the bars here have been moved. We're also going to move around out of this mess. All the saber claws and whatnot. I'm not having that. We'll stick around here though to get rid of them though. Alright, so up this way you should find a Hell Staff. Might be useful later. Over here you can find some Time Bombs, also potentially useful if you want to get up close with some of these enemies. But over here in this lengthy area is where you can find this part. It has a Shadow Sphere, which I'm going to use right now along with the Tome of Power, because when you open this area up and go into it, there are some gargoyles, but we are using the Shadow Sphere for this fellow. And thank goodness we didn't get destroyed by that flame. If we did, we could have had to use more Quartz Glass, but whatever. We're going into this part now. Clear out these guys and drop down into here because we're going to ride the rapids into this area. Turn around and you'll find another Iron Lich. We'll fire some powered Hell Staff shots in his face like that because he's guarding a map scroll. Now this area has some were-dragons, but they're cringe, so we're going to ignore them for the time being and go over here instead, into this area with the secret enchanted shield. Now we have that, we should be able to fight the were-dragons. So let's go back down to this area, and let's use eggs. And the green key is your reward for dealing with them. Now the green key can be used in this area. It's actually right here, in fact. We're going to make our way into this part. Try to push against the carrying sectors. Thankfully, the carrying sectors are less painful to deal with than icy ones, if you ask me. But we're going to press the button over there and press this one too. Which isn't a button, it's a wall, and it leads to another secret. Now this secret has the Ring of Invincibility, which I'm going to use right now because of this area right here. When you go into it, there will be lots of were-dragons, and I don't want to deal with them without it. I have to have my safety net. In fact, let's use the Tome of Power and the crossbow. Now you can grab the Phoenix Rod, the Enchanted Shield, and the Hell Staff without going into the portals, but each portals will send things to different destinations, so you want to be careful that the were-dragons don't go into them either. Speaking of were-dragons, we'll kill some more here. Drag that one into the rain. We'll grab some stuff like the Chaos Device and whatnot here as well. In this part with the Saber Claws, if you look to your left right here, you'll see a Mystic Urn. But grab that if you need the help, which you might. Let's also clear these guys out too, because I forgot to kill the rest of these gargoyles. We'll use the pods to our advantage. They respawn, so it's a blessing and a curse. I think that's all of them, though. Now, when you climb up here, you'll finally find a part that's flat. Give you some saving grace, thank goodness. Let's use the Phoenix Rod, though, for this encounter. I'll kill this one with the crossbow. Open it again. Let's kill this cringe lich. Grab the secret with the Wings of Wrath. Another opportunity here is to get the Phoenix Rod. But when you're done with that, I believe that should be it. You can now go up through here. And look, a were-dragon appeared, because, yeah, he was there. Alright, so for this part, I'm gonna use the Wings of Wrath just to make sure. Kill him with the Phoenix Rod. Okay, for this part, there's a chance to get the Fire Mace, of course, but when you step here, this is a fake exit, of course. No sparkly effects, no real exit. Now you can try to use the Phoenix Rod in this area, but, you know, the disciples are flickering, so it can go right through them sometimes. Like that. So you can also use the Hell Staff. If you have another Morphoben from the Iron Lich, this is a great spot to use it. But aside from that, we got all the kills, all the secrets, let's head on out. And that is Rapids. Yeah. The all the carrying sectors can make this map a little disorienting to play, but when you know where everything is, it shouldn't be too difficult. I recommend getting the Ring of Invincibility and using it in the secret area with all of the were-dragons, rather than going in there and dealing with them in a much more tedious fashion. Some of them might teleport out, but hunting them down shouldn't be too difficult because they'll be spread out through certain parts of the map that are like before the green area, so you shouldn't have too much of a hard time hunting them down. So just check everywhere before the grates that open up after you went through the yellow door area, in fact, and you should be alright. But now we get to go into another level. Let's go into the Quay. Alright, here we are in Quay. Let's head up the stairway and deal with whatever this level has to provide for us. Yeah, gargoyles and liches and pain. Lots and lots of pain, but I'm going to show you a little trick that will make this level a little bit more bearable for the likes of you and me. We'll ignore the tornadoes and just see that W key and that left arrow key and that alt key. At a specific angle, you can hold all those at the same time, and you can just run over here and get the Phoenix Rod. Now that technique we just did was called SR50. I'm sure you probably already know about that at this point, but it's very useful for situations like this, where the map is particularly unforgiving and you might have to do a little bit of cheesing here and there in order to do things right. Now sometimes you can get lifted up by the Iron Lich's tornadoes up to that area. Other times you can just do plain old SR50, but this time I did SR50 because I really can't rely on Iron Lich tornadoes for situations like these. Now the reason we went up there was to get the Phoenix Rod, so we can destroy enemies like that. We're gonna destroy more soon as well. Because we're going back up here, we're gonna grab this, and as you can see, Ophidians appeared. That's because they crawled out of their little hidey hole, which is down here. There's one left down here though. Let's finish him off. Yeah, we took some damage, but that's fine because we're going back into here to get this secret. Yeah, this is considered a secret. These, like, little pillars lower after you drop down, and I think grab the, either when you drop down or when you stand up around here. Either way, you want to make sure that area is all messed up, and then you get to fight more Iron Liches. Yeah, just mess them up too, before they mess you up. It's you or them. And these guys are being very generous with the hiccups, huh? It's fine by me. If the Iron Liches drop eggs for you, you can use them however you feel like it. But for now, we're going to go into this area with lots of enemies and just head right into here. Get these enemies all waking up. Be like an alarm clock. And we're just going to destroy everything in a methodic process. All while dancing around their projectiles. And hey, look, you might even get some infights out of it too. Very nice. So we're going to switch the Elven Wand to prioritize the fire gargoyles because they are the evil projectile tossers of this area. But if you want, if you still have ammo for the Phoenix Rod, you can use that too and shoot it up at those Ophidians. But odds are you probably used it all on the Liches. Well, that's fine, because we still have a Tome of Power we can potentially use for a future encounter. You'll see what kind of encounter I'm talking about later on, but it makes the level. For now, though, we're just getting rid of all these guys. And then we can take a trip down here. There are some Ophidians who will shoot at you, but that's fine. We're just going to dance in the lava here to grab a bag of holding. Watch out for that. And we'll go into here and make our way out from that mess. And now we can go up here and fight these guys. Yeah, these are the Ophidians that were tormenting us earlier. Just seconds ago, in fact. You can use the crossbow, use a quartz flask if you really need to get that health back, which you probably will. And if you aren't feeling like fighting these guys in a more conventional style, you can hide around the corner, but not necessary. Except for now, I guess. Yeah, this is delicious. Well, now we're done with that, we're gonna go over here. Push this button, but when you cross the line up, you'll see a bunch of these guys waiting for you, but you can apply the hit scan harry technique to them as well. Because they do not know how to move just a little bit closer to you, unfortunately for them. Well, that's fine by me. It might come to the point where you're shooting at virtually nothing, but that's also fine by me. Because as long as you hear, like, them in pain, you know you're doing your job right. Like that. There we go. Now let's celebrate our victory by grabbing another Morphobum. We have like 4 of them now, thanks to the generosity of these Iron Liches. If you want, you can go to the other side and grab the green key like that, but I'm just gonna go up like this. And I guess teleport back, because I fell. Whoops. Clumsy dwarves. Let's get rid of these guys. Yeah, listen to that Hex and 2 explosion sound. Very satisfying to blow them up like that. As for the straggler, we'll finish him off with the pea shooter. The ultimate embarrassment. Alright, for this area, this is the part that makes the map. Because when you fire, you'll hear a friend. Hear him? There he is. And here he comes. Sadly, I do not have the proper tools to deal with him at the moment, so we're just going to let him hang around these parts and go into this door instead. The fact that we drawed him out should be fine enough. We'll get the proper tools in a little bit here, but for now we're just clearing out this area of fire gargoyles and saber claws and saber gargoyles and fire claws. We ain't having any of this. But these guys sure are bullying me, huh? Well, thank goodness for the crystal vials and whatnot. Crystal vials are good. These guys, however, are nuts. This guy is also not good, because he can freaking insta-kill you if you aren't careful. You can also go into here and grab more stuff. Get rid of more of these dickheads. And as for these guys, let's put something right there, see if that hurts them. Come on. I don't think it does, though. No, wait, yeah, it does. You, though, I'll finish you off with the wand. Now, this encounter can be potentially deadly, which is why I like to use the Shadow Sphere for it. And you get a health staff, too. Now, thankfully, due to the shards not, like, hitting you, this encounter is a little bit easier. Just a little bit. But now you've dealt with that, you have the ability to fight the Molitor, at least I think so. If you aren't feeling too confident, you can use the Ring of Invincibility. And either way, you can be thankful that you aren't playing vanilla, because the Molitor's attacks are like invisible through water. And it's pretty bullshit. So I'm glad I can see those attacks, because when they're invisible, they still attack. Like, they still do damage. They're just invisible. Whatever. Since we're invincible, we're gonna go into here and torment these guys. Use a bit of rain, use a bit of crossbows. Now let's go to the other side and give them a similar treatment. Because these Ophidians will ambush you when you try to grab that Tome of Power, and they also are guarding the blue key. Very important to have. We'll use one of these eggs. Maybe two. Maybe three. Kind of a waste, but still. Better than not using them at all. Anyways, while we're around here, we'll get some things like going up on this barrel here to grab this secret enchanted shield, open this up, and we can get another thing over on the other side too. You just have to go up on the barrels. And don't worry about no infinite height. There is no infinite height here. There's only finite height. Anyways, over here, we'll get to deal with these amigos. These were the guys that were tormenting us earlier. But we have a Phoenix Rod due to our little cheesing. If you don't have the Phoenix Rod, like if you can't do the SR50 required for it, you can just use the Hell Staff. It should still work. In fact, allow me to show you its skill. Or the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw also works. Alright. So you can go down here if you want to grab the Gauntlets of the Necromancer, like, finally. But aside from that, here are the Wings of Wrath. And also over here, here's a switch that'll open up some things. And if you wanted to get the Phoenix Rod normally, you could have dropped down there. You can also get a Chaos Device, maybe some Mace Spheres. Should have the Fire Mace by now, but doesn't matter that much. Either way, I think that's almost everything. Almost. There's some other things we need to get. Some things we need to double check. I don't think I even pushed that switch. So we'll have to go back into here just to make sure. I think maybe the switch actually lowers the area there. So probably don't need to do that. Anyways, let's just make sure all these parts are cleared out. Because pushing the switch should open the exit. It's been a while since I played this map, as you can tell. So I just need to remember. And now I do. The regular exit's over here. It's the place with all these guys. When you step around here and push this button, this part opens up with all the fire gargoyles, that's right. And there's the regular exit. But of course, we aren't going to the regular exit. I just told you the plan. Pushing that button opens this area up. This is where you want to go. This is where the Ophidians were. And let's fly around and push this button too. Let's use the power of explosives at this fake wall. And that's everything. And here's the secret exit. And that is Quay. In the old video, I think I pronounced it as Quay. I know, it looks like that, right? But it's pronounced Quay. It's a dock of sorts. Yeah, the level designers were pulling out the source for these levels. But anyways, yeah, I took a break because this map is a little bit of a challenge compared to the other ones, like the first two. And the next map, while not really that difficult, it also challenges my psyche, so I'll also need a break for that. But it'll all be seamless as usual. But yeah, let's get ready to go into the next map, which is the Skein of the Sparrow. Oh boy. Here we are in the Skein of the Sparrow with a number of saber claws around the maze, a number of wand crystals and whatnot, but the main attraction here are the Ophidians that will snipe you throughout this part of the level. And there'll be more of them, trust me, because when you go on the left side of the map, you'll see this part with the trident. It's the only platform you can lower, so lower it whenever you're ready to go up here. I still don't think I'm ready myself, but either way, we're gonna go up here and just go into this part and head back down, because these Ophidians will be more than happy to do max damage rolls to you, like they do to me. And their aim will be on point. Good lord, this map is evil. But since we have the crossbow, I'm gonna go down here and clean out the rest of these saber claws while grabbing some health. Because, heaven forbid, I actually have some health on this map. On the bright side, we're clearing out the monster count by doing this. So I guess that's a plus. Whatever. Let's head back up here now and turn to face the strange. And, you know, fall, I guess. Sure. This little platforming section is one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of this level. But it's only the icing on the cake, and of course the saber claws block my way into getting up on that platform. I have nice health, by the way, but you know, I can't get too excited about that because of this map. And you know, this torch also blocks the way too. Really wants to extend the video. Oh well. Let's get it right this time. If I don't get it right, I'll scream. There we go. Third time's always a charm, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna go down into this part. Not because we are ready for it yet, we're just gonna clear it out in advance because I really don't want to fight these saber claws going down here when I actually have to go down here for realsies. So I'm just gonna get rid of them. And maybe you should too. Sure, it's a little bit of an ammo investment, but still. You're gonna kill him either way. And I'd say we're gonna kill him now than later. Right, so let's get the ethereal arrows and go back up the stairway. We'll be back here later, but in the meantime, however, we're just getting ready for the rest of these areas. Like this one, where there will be more saber claws waiting for you. Oh boy, will I ever. And Ophidians, of course. The one reason why I don't like this map. Like the main reason at the very least. There are so many of them in this level. And it makes it quite unfun. Like, it's fine to have a certain amount of Ophidians, but this level just goes overboard with them, if you ask me. But enough complaining. We're gonna continue on with our journey. Even though this is that one level for me, we're still gonna do it. Even though we get hit by all the orange projectiles that the Ophidians have to offer for me, of course. We're gonna clear out this area too. You can use time bombs if you want, like this. Finish them off with the wand or the staff, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Either way, you just want to get them out of the way. That ought to do it. So now let's head back up. We'll get the yellow key later. For now though, we're just clearing out the rest of this mess. In order to get the yellow key though, we have to go back into this part and push this switch, which will open up this area with an Ophidian guarding a bag of holding. We're gonna go into there first and make sure we kill this stupid snake. Like I scared of a little snake. More scared of the bootleg xenomorphs. Alright. So now we have a bag of holding, which will make our ammo efficiency a bit easier to deal with. And when we grab the yellow key, it's fire gargoyles galore. But you also get some things like a torch and whatnot. Torch is actually useful on this level because of, you know, there's pulsating lights here, but that's not the big lighting problem this map has. You'll see in a little bit. Anyways, let's kill this fellow. Grab the Dragon Claw, also a really good weapon to have in a map like this. And I think we're just about ready to go into here. Just about. Not 100% though. Because of stuff like that, you know. If you want to make your life a little bit easier, you can go into the area that has the Tome of Power, but no promises they'll be ready. Some of these parts can open up, so we're gonna go into them. I'm gonna kill this fellow with the Dragon Claw. Now, I believe this area might have the Silver Shield, which will make life easier. But we're gonna avoid going into the other parts for the time being. And go over to this part that has the actual Tome of Power. Now, since we have a Silver Shield, we should be able to deal with the worst of this situation. And here's the real reason why I don't really care for this level. Look at this. I don't think this is epileptic fit levels, but if it is, I apologize. Don't look at it if it is. But do get ready to deal with these guys. I think we'll go with the wand and invulnerability. Since it fires faster, it's a little more efficient against these guys. And it deals with the whole lighting situation, at least on GZDoom. So let's go into this area, grab the Wings of Wrath. We'll make the level a little bit easier, but not completely. We'll use the torch now, because this area also strobes, and I am not having that. And neither should you, dear viewer. I don't want to subject you to any more torment. I do want to subject these Ophidians to torment, though. Thankfully, due to the Wayfarer's Tome, they aren't as tanky, at least when you use the crossbow on them. And they're also vulnerable to egging. For the most part. There we go. You get 2 Wings of Wrath out of these little holes. 1 per spot. Which is kind of cool, but at the same time, screw this level. As for this guy, we'll finish him off with Dragon Claw. And we spent 10 minutes on this level. Gosh darn. Oh well, at least we're close to the yellow area. And since we cleared it out in advance, it shouldn't be too tough. This part has Saber Claws galore, but in a wide open area like this one, it isn't that bad. In fact, it's quite easy. Now once you're done with the Saber Claws, you can go over here and push the switch, which is around the stairway, but when you press it, you'll have to fight an Iron Lich. So let's get rid of the Switch Witch. Or the Switch Lich. I don't know if the Lich is a witch. Could be, it's hard to tell. It's a floating metal skull. Whatever. Let's grab the key now. And get ready to circle strafe around a bunch of these Ophidians, who are thankfully not as painful to deal with as the rest of this map. With the homing properties of the Hell Staff, it should be a relative piece of cake as long as you know how to circle strafe. But we get the green key out of that area after killing the Switch Lich. And now we can go into a new area, which is on the other side of the map. Before we go anywhere else, I'm going to grab this Quartz Flask just in case. I think there's a... No. I thought there was another Quartz Flask, but it's just a crystal vial. You might need that. Who knows? Also, just in case, we're going to go over here and check out this part. That didn't open up. Or maybe it doesn't, never mind. Yeah, this map can get to me sometimes, but that's fine. We're gonna carry on and go into the green area. Now this green area has a lot of enemies, and a lot of them are disciples, so let's get them out. Let's check the timer while we wait for them to come out. Now you should have the Hell Staff, which should help you deal with the absolute worst of these guys. If you run out of ammo for it, you can switch it to Dragon Claw. Also a good weapon to deal with these disciples with in this area, because the disciples will partially compensate for your ammo investment, potentially at the very least. And this area is closed in anyways, which is where the unpowered Dragon Claw shines, at least in the Wayfarer's Tome. And this is why we grabbed all those Quartz Flasks. This isn't even the worst of the green door, though. Oh no, you'll see. Because after we're done clearing this mess out with these guys, there's another mess we'll have to clear out. And it all starts with you interacting with this. Here come Iron Liches. 4 of them. 4 of them. Now with the Shadow Sphere, this fight is a little trivialized, but you can still get screwed up by the tornadoes since they like to hug the walls. It's either they hug the walls or they chase you. So pick your poison. I personally prefer them not to chase me because it's already a pain in the ass to deal with them. Just like the rest of this level, to be quite honest. But you can also use the Hell Staff too. This is a wide open area. And the homing properties should deal damage to these liches. And when you're done with that, you can just head around these parts, go into these little holes where the liches emerge from if you want to pick up some items. Like a map scroll, the claw orbs if they drop any, but also Tome of Power. There's also some stuff down here, but I'm not sure if that's worth the investment or not. Maybe it is for you, but not I. In order to open this up, I believe you have to go through that area. I think it's on a timer. But I don't want to stick around on this map too long to really notice. But anyways, we got the blue key out of that area, which is in the center of all that fighting. So we can now go down here and get ready to deal with these guys. Thankfully, the worst part of the level's over, which was most of it. But especially that start. Either way, we're gonna go into here. Break out our crossbow. Not use the Phoenix Rod we just grabbed. We're gonna press this and be ready for this next encounter, because over here are some disciples. Let's use the Hell Staff on them. Rain on their parade. Rain on this gargoyle too if we can. Yeah, this is a great choke point to rain on them. And since the rain doesn't move them around in the Wayfarer's Tome, it's an even better weapon to use against them. Yeah, come on. Now, the initial projectile will still knock them back, but that's fine. We're gonna go to the other side now, because that also opened up, and we're gonna get rid of this guy. And this one too. Let's just rain on them. And now we can get rid of them with the Dragon Claw, since we ran out of tome power for the Hell Staff. As usual, the Hell Staff and the Dragon Claw complement each other when powered and unpowered. The Dragon Claw is great when powered up in wide open spaces, but it has a niche in closed spaces like this one when unpowered. And the Hell Staff is vice versa. And I really like that dynamic that the mod introduced, or at least made more apparent. In a wide open space like this, the Hell Staff really shines because of the lock-on properties. And we killed almost all the enemies, but we're gonna kill the last one. Let's see if we can kill him with the, yeah, the Phoenix Rod. And 16 minutes isn't that bad, but could have been better. Okay, that's the Skein of Despair, and there are no secrets on this map because this whole map is a secret, and I think it's best left that way. No one should know about this map and its evils, but at the same time they should, because that's exactly what this map is, pure evil, and I'm not a fan of it. It's mostly because of the Ophidians and the dark areas that have the strobe lights. It just drives me crazy, and it probably will drive you crazy if you decide to play this level yourself. So, whenever you go to that secret exit on E5M3, do it at your own discretion, because this map is not a favorite of mine. But that's enough of me rambling about this map. We got it done on Smite-Meister, with fast monsters enabled, with the Wayfarer's Tome, so hopefully I won't have to play this map again. But anyways, now we're done with this map, we can go into Courtyard. Alright, so the thing about Courtyard is, you'll start with the, fight the encounter. There are a lot of nitro golems and golems in this starting area. And on Smite-Meister, it might be a little hard to get your foot in the door due to the lack of ammo that you'll have if you're wand starting. You might even have to resort to the staff. But hopefully, if you prioritize all the nitro golems over the regular golems, this map shouldn't be too hard to get a foot in the door. But you never know. You can also kind of use the hit scan Harry technique to make this level a little bit more trivial. But aside from that, once you get your foot in the door, you should be good to go. Alright, since we have plenty of ammo, we're going to use it on these ghostly nitro golems. And I think some of these are regular golems too. We're going to prioritize the ghostly ones. I think the ghostly ones are like still hiding here. Let's bait them out. Yeah, come on. Yeah, you want to deal that high of a damage roll to me? Okay. Right, so now we clear that mess out, we're gonna open this one up. Whole new can of worms, but this time we're gonna deal with undead warriors in addition to regular golems. But we have the zappy gloves now. If you don't have the zappy gloves, they're over here, so make sure you grab them. And try to use that infighting a little bit, because it does help a bit. At least soften some of these guys up. Now, as long as you don't get hit by red axes, you shouldn't be in too much trouble on a map like this. I just barely dodged one myself. But since we have the bag of holding, we can grab that quiver of ethereal arrows without much worry. We can also grab all of these crystal vials and whatnot. And make sure you grab the quartz flask too, you might need it. Hell, grab all the ammo you can. When you're done, you can go up here, get ready to fight the most evil fire gargoyle ever. Might need to take a sip of that sippy juice. But hey, you get the ethereal crossbow out of this mess. But in addition, there's also this portal, which we aren't going to go into. Instead, we're going to go into this mess, kill this gargoyle since he decided to appear, and then open this area up with the shadow sphere. Yeah, it opens up when you go up into the area with the crossbow. But when you're done with that, we're going to make a little trip back to this area, because this part at the start, you can open it up, but you want to be careful around it because there are undead warriors here. Let's bait them down. There we go, we got one of them at least. And 3. Good. So now you can go up here, grab all the stuff in the secret area, and you have a good spot to bedazzle this ambush that would have gotten you otherwise. Or perhaps a more adequate term would be bamboozle. Because when you go back up here, which you should at this point, you'll have to go through this area. Grab that torch if you need it. And fight these undead warriors. Yeah, this is the area that we just prevented from ambushing us. There are also golems down here. Yeah, that's fine. Let's use the wand to get rid of these guys. And let's go down here anyway, because there's a lift. And when you step into this area, this part raises up. And so does this one. And also this one. And you can get the dragon claw in this sector, but when you enter it, the yellow key lowers. But when you grab the yellow key, you want to leg it, because disciples will appear in that room. But thankfully you can get out of there. And we're gonna wait for them to come over. Now this area shouldn't be too damaging, at least the floor. Although I do think the floor is the greatest threat if you're doing it like I am. But when you're done, you want to go back into here either way, because this area is a secret, and so is this one. And now we're done with those areas, we can go back through here. This part will lower, and now this area will reveal. It's not a secret, but it does have a number of goodies you can grab, which might help you in future encounters. Likewise, the other side has much of the same. Okay, so now we clear out this area, and we have the yellow key. We can open up this yellow pillar. It's not a door, but whatever. And here we're going to clear out these golems and gargoyles. Quite a mess, but still easy to deal with. Relatively speaking, at least. And for this part, you can push this button to reveal this stained glass area, lowering. The thing about these stained glass areas, all but 2 of them will have the Disparal mural on it, and the ones that don't will have fake walls. Now when you enter the secret with the fake wall that you can open up, these fire gargoyles will try to ambush you, but they're a piece of cake. So let's just go into here, grab everything at a time, go through all 4 portals just to make sure. Because there's like flame orbs on each of them, and quartz flasks on 2 of them. Now, for this area, we're gonna fight a friend. A painful one. Let's just keep our distance, however, so he doesn't charge at you, and he doesn't do the flame attack. Or the flame line attack. You want him to keep his distance, if possible, so you can kill him quickly. Because him charging at you is no good. No good at all. Anyways, while you're around this throne, open this up and you can get this non-secret secret with a Ring of Invincibility. Also open this area up. It'll give you a little shortcut to this part, which is where we've been saving one of our very important items, the Shadow Sphere. Now you might be thinking, Dwars, there's only 2 of these guys. Why are you using a Shadow Sphere here? Well, when you press the switch and go up to this area, there'll be 4 more waiting for you. 2 on each side. And I'd say I don't want to try dodging this mess. But when you're done dealing with this mess, you can press this switch to lower this part that tried to block you into this room. And then make your way out. Now you have the green key. Alright, so up we go into this mess. There'll be some more friends waiting for you here. Because when you go over to grab this, there'll be some disciples. So let's just hide in here. And let's just get out of here while we're at it too. You can get the Wings of Wrath, and those will be useful to get back up here. It's all in the timing. We're gonna get rid of the Iron Lich from down here, since I don't want to take any chances. Or you could use the Wings of Wrath to get back up there. If you still have the Shadow Sphere, which you probably don't at this point, could be worth saving that up to fight for him. But, you know, the Undead Warriors are probably a greater threat. But either way, you want to go into here, push this button. It'll lower this area, but also reveal these disciples. You can use the Phoenix Rod on them, but it's not completely safe, so you can also stick with the Hell Staff or the Dragon Claw. Speaking of using such things, this part is also a good time to use that Ring of Invincibility because of this encounter. And also the Tome of Power with the Dragon Claw. Let's put those rippers to good use and just decimate all these Nitro Golems, shall we? Now when you run out of that, you can switch to the crossbow. 3 out of 5 of your bolts will hit, and that's all I could really ask for, really. As for this encounter, we can use the Hell Staff, because we can line all these guys up here into a good spot and rain on their parade. You also get another Tome of Power in this area, so you can use that one too. And I'd say use it. Rain on these disciples like that. Because there's only a few of these guys left, and we're gonna make sure we got them all cleared out. I may have gone to this area a bit too soon, but that's fine. There's still some leftover enemies. We'll go around and check for them. Because there's only one more enemy left in that room. There's an area I forgot to check because this area is a little forgettable. Yeah, when you go back up here, there'll be 2 disciples waiting for you. One on each side. One has a quartz flask right here. When you go into this area, there'll be an undead warrior waiting for you. Let's use the Hell Staff to finish him off and grab this Mystic Urn. And that should be everything but 2 enemies. Okay. So if need be, you can double check for any stragglers. I believe most of them should be donezo, but you never know on a map like this. Yeah, this portal just takes you back up to here. And this portal will take you back into this area still. I'm just making sure that there aren't any stray gargoyles or anything. I think there aren't. I think the last 2 enemies might be in this part. With all of this wind. Yeah, make sure you press that button. You should be able to go into here again. And you want to go into this part because there are still disciples left. At least one. I think I woke up one in my practice run, so that's why I thought there was like a straggler there. But either way, when you're done, you want to press the switch, which opens up this area, and then just run right to the exit. And there you have the courtyard. And yes, we did 2 of these levels in one run, which is fine by me. But I think this level isn't too bad aside from the start. You might have some difficulty dealing with the golems and nitro golems at the start, but once you prioritize the nitro golems above the regular ones, shouldn't be too bad. You want to use the staff on the regular golems if they get into the area. If you want to differentiate the nitro golems from the regular golems, just wait until they shoot at you. If you really want to differentiate them. And they will shoot at you, because on Smite-Meister with fast monsters, they won't hesitate to position themselves in a good spot like they do regularly. And of course the Wayfarer makes it a little more difficult because of the fact that nitro golems and regular golems won't infight with one another. Yeah. So I guess this map is a little bit harder on the Wayfarer, and especially with Smite-Meister fast monsters, as opposed to doing it on Black Plague. But let's just continue on to E5M5, the Hydratyr. Into the Hydratyr. We're gonna drop down here and get ready to look at all these enemies. Get a good look at them. Notice how the majority of them are ghosts. It's pretty spooky if you ask me, but we're gonna grab this bag of holding to make sure we're ready to grab the crossbow and be Mr. Ammo Efficiency. Because the thing is, with the majority of these enemies being ghost enemies, and the fact that our crossbow isn't as efficient against them, especially with the Wayfarer's Tome, we'll have to rely on the wand for a good bit, huh? But the gargoyles are physical enemies, which I'm really thankful for. I'm sure someone's had the idea of a ghostly gargoyle, but whatever. We're gonna kill these guys in this tower. They are regular ghostly golems, so they aren't as big of a pain to deal with. And once we ascend the tower, we can grab the yellow key. And now we can get out. Let's also kill that golem and get ready to kill the others. Let's kill the physical ones with the crossbow, since we can do that. And when we're done, we can finally go up here. We got the yellow key from that one area. And we can avoid the wrath of the worst of these guys. But also go into here and get ready to fight these undead warriors by carefully dodging their axes like so. Yeah, it's whenever you cross the line of depth towards the door. It's a little nasty trap, but it's not too bad once you know about it. Now this part allows you to get the Gauntlets of the Necromancer, which are a good weapon to use against these ghostly enemies. Case in point, I'll demonstrate it right here. And this switch allows you to go up this lift. But I was too tempted to shock that golem, so I got off the lift. But that's fine, because we're just going to go back up and zap this ghostly nitro golem, press this switch, and repeat the process, but in a downwards direction this time. There we go. Since these guys were distracted, we'll just zap them like that. And hey, let's zap these guys too. Now thankfully these gargoyles are physical enemies, so we can still kill them with a crossbow. I know I've said that a few times, but there are just so many ghostly enemies on this map. And there's also a dragon claw here, which is another thing I'm grateful for, but pushing that button will allow you to get the green key, but at the same time it will bring in some of these enemies. So let's bring them out and zap them. Yeah, come on. There we go. Now somehow I got the ghostly nitro golems to infight with the undead warriors. I have no idea how, but it killed both of them. But shouldn't really matter too much. As long as you kill these guys, you should be fine. We'll kill the regular ghostly golems with the gauntlets and deal with these guys with the dragon claw. Maybe the wand if need be. The most scary threat in this area are these little holes where ghostly undead warriors can pop out and like spook you, but that's fine. We'll deal with this part too. Now let's snipe these guys. Assert our dominance. I think we got rid of both of them. It's hard to tell, but whatever. Now this lift for whatever reason has been lowering. Usually it doesn't do that until later, but whatever. Let's switch to the Elven Wand, get rid of this Nitro Golem. Or at least teleport him away for the time being. He'll be back. So he teleports around for whatever reason. Whatever. We'll do the same for this area, but we have to repeat the process with this Ghostly Undead Warrior and this Golem. And hey, he didn't teleport. It's nice. But for this part, we have to wait for this to raise up. It's bad with timing, whatever. We're going to here now. Get rid of this fellow. Thankfully, he didn't teleport either, but we'll have to deal with one more process of this and one more process of this. No, I think he teleported over here. Yes, he did. There we go. So let's go into those areas where the Nitro Golems were. This one in particular is a good one to go into first because there's a Quartz Flask there and a chance to get a Ring of Invincibility, which I will say yes to any day of the week. In order to get back up, we have to go through this lava hell and take the damage. And we'll have to repeat the process for this area. Let's just get rid of this gargoyle and go through this other secret, and we should be ready to go in this part. There we go. Now let's get out of this mess. Because this one we'll have to deal with. I don't even feel like switching, but I should. Well, whatever. We got this part cleared out now. But in order to get the Hell Staff, we'll have to go through this one. Shock these guys. But try not to go into here yet until you're done with all of them. Because of these guys. Yeah, the Disciples are surprisingly rare on this level, but they are here. There are a few other encounters with them, of course, but the real star of the show are the other enemies. But this one has a map scroll, which you can use, and we can go up this lift, which is on a timer, and in order to tag the secret, we have to go into here, but Iron Liches are waiting for you. So since we have a Sigil of Power, we can use that for these guys, or at least try to. Kinda like that. That's fine by me. Now, you want to watch out for this area because these Iron Liches can potentially one-tap you if you aren't careful enough. If you want to go back up there, you can. At least when the tornadoes aren't chasing you. Which hopefully they shouldn't be. You might be able to get stuff like this out of it. But when you're done with this mess, you can open this one up and begin a new mess. Yeah, look at all these Nitro Golems waiting for you on this side. Such evil. But let's head out with this Hell Staff and get rid of some of these guys. Like the absolute worst of this mess. I'm gonna prioritize the Undead Warriors whenever I get the chance. But the edges of the sectors there make it a little tougher. Usually the Hell Staff's great with flying enemies, but the Dragon Claw also gets the job done if need be. Kinda like that. Almost ran right into a Red Axe, but that's fine. Because we got some ammo left for our hit scan weapons. We can use it on these guys, which I'm more than eager to do. Yeah, you want to hide around this spot in particular by the tower because of the Nitro Golems that want to snipe you from there, as well as the Undead Warrior that we didn't kill here. I think we killed his buddy. Don't want to get too close to the stairway because of the other fellows here. Now you can get rid of them, but I'm going to do that later. Hopefully I won't regret delaying and killing them. But either way, once you make your way into this part, you should have the green key. If you don't have the green key, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You probably should have got it already. But when you open the door, there should be more enemies here. Maybe you shouldn't dawdle around when trying to kill these guys. Maybe you should partially thin their ranks out at the very least, because we probably shouldn't fight these other ghostly golems while we have these guys trying to snipe you. I think most of these golems are regular ones. Regular ghostly ones, at least. But these guys on the battlements up here are Nitro Golems, of course. Most, if not all of them. Sadly, we're running a little low on ammo, so... guess we will have to fight these guys the hard way. Oh well. Still spent a lot of time on this map, regardless. Let's, go for it. Grab the Quartz Flask here, just in case. Get this ready too, because when we go into here, there should be a lot of enemies, but I think most, if not all of them, well, most of them at the very least, are regular ghostly golems. Of course, there has to be some Nitro Golems here and there. Gotta add some variety. And of course, they're on the ledges. Where else would they be? Right. Good to use the gauntlets in a map like this. They just exterminate all the other enemies. But hey, look, here's some time bombs. And also over here, you can open this up. We're still going to use the gauntlets for this part because of the gargoyles. And as for these fire gargoyles who are guarding the Phoenix Rod, it should be good to go for them too, even though they dealt a lot of damage to me. Whatever, man. I'm not afraid of them anymore. I've seen worse. So you can ride up this if you want to push the button, or you can press it while you're down there. Either way, you want to press it so you can go up to this area. So open this one up to reveal this area with these guys. Sadly, the Phoenix Rod isn't good against ghostly enemies, unless you hit them with splash damage. When you're done with that mess, you can go into this part. Push this button to grab the blue key and then get out. Because there are Nitro Golems, and more importantly, Ghostly Undead Warriors in the other part. And unless you're willing to potentially face 56 damage per axe, you probably don't want to stay in that room. But thankfully, we get an enchanted shield out of this room. Wow, that's exactly what we need. As for this area though, push the switch and get out, and you'll face some more Disciples of this Barrel. It's been a while since we've seen them, but they are still here. And hey, they can invite for you. So if you want to save that ammo up, you can, or at least try to. Or you can just spam and win. Takes too long. Finish this guy off with the crossbow. And we should be good to go. Let's use the gauntlets for this fellow. And this one too. So let's listen to all the grunts and groans of these Nitro Golems and get ready to go up here, because when we do that, we'll face some gargoyles. I think most, if not all of them, are regular gargoyles, and there are also regular ghostly golems too. But the absolute worst of this level should have been dealt with. And if it hasn't, we should have the tools to deal with the rest of it. Alright, crossing into this area, I believe, lowers this part, which you can use to press this button, which will lower this button. It's a button bonanza. But over here, seems like some friends want to join in on the action. That's fine. Either way, we're going to press this button and get ready to go into some portals. Now this one will have some stuff, and this one will have some more stuff like the Wings of Wrath, which will be very useful on a map like this because we're going to use those. There's also a chance to get the Fire Mace, which isn't useful on a map like this. So let's just fly up here with the Hell Staff in hand and finally get rid of the rest of these snipers. And look, there's the Tome of Power, Shadow Spear, and some more ammo for our crossbow, which hasn't really been all that useful for this level. But hey, there's some sippy juice. And if you don't want to take the portals, you can just go around these parts, like that. But either way, you should have all the secrets regardless. And if you want to go back up to this area, you can just use the teleporter. It's a little shortcut. But where is that golem? I think he's down here. Yes, he is. There's also a gargoyle, I heard. He might be in the tower. Yes. Sometimes these enemies like to get into these weird places, which is unfortunate. Because we also ran out of the Wings of Wrath, but that's fine. If you want to get back to the blue key area, I believe it's the northwest. I think it's the northwest one when you're looking from this direction. No, this is the other one. Might be northeast instead. Oh well. Or if you got that Chaos Device in a secret, you can just use that. Yeah, that's the easy way out. Now, in the blue door area, there are fire gargoyles, but hopefully you should still have that shield, which will help you with the absolute worst of it. You know, because you gotta protect from 75% of that damage at the very least. We'll use the health sap for this part too. Let's not push the switch because I'm not ready to push switches yet. I'm ready to fight this guy though, with the with everything actually. We'll grab this thing too. Make some use out of these tomes and the crossbow finally. Because when we go over here and push this button, we're gonna use an egg for these disciples. There are more of them though, unfortunately. But still, great opportunity to egg. Eggs may be high in cholesterol, but they're good for your diet nonetheless due to their protein. And you want to make sure you know to remind these enemies about them too. But that's all the enemies, and this almost took 20 minutes, longer than the Skein of this barrel. But whatever, we're done with it. Yeah, this map is a little tougher, and unfortunately I had to re-record all the previous levels because I wasn't recording their sound. I had to record E5M9, good god, imagine re-recording that level, and E5M4 and this level, because I forgot to record them with sound. But yeah, this level is still a bit tough, and unfortunately, it can kill you if you aren't prepared for it. Even if you are prepared for it, it can still mess you up, but that's probably one of the hardest levels of the episode done with, aside from E5M9, but E5M9 isn't that difficult. It's just mentally stressful, though getting your foot in the door of the Ophidians can also be intimidating if you don't know where everything is, which even I get confused by that layout sometimes, but whatever. We're done with this level. We got the toughies out of the way for the most part, but we still got 2 long levels left. And one of those levels is E5M6, the Colonnade. Here we are in the Colonnade. We're gonna grab the ethereal crossbow and all of this ammo because we'll probably need it. Then once we have the ammo, we will go into here and start firing it at these golems and nitro golems. And the golems up this stairway are nitro golems, of course, but the rest should be regular ones. There are more nitro golems up the other stairway, which we'll see in a bit, but for now we're just going to run around this part and get rid of these golems and nitro golems. If you waste a few shots, it's not that bad. You should still have plenty of arrows. As for this area, we're going to blow up this pod, hide around this part, and let's shoot this wall to get this guy out. And look, he dropped some green licorice for me. Thank you. Very delicious. As for these guys, we are just going to mow them all down. And here's a dragon claw if you need it. But most importantly, we're just going to get rid of these undead warriors to future-proof our entry of these areas. Because you know you can go in there. They got items. They aren't going to tease you like that if you can't go in there. Alright, shooting this area, we'll open this one. Undead Warrior is in here. And look at this barred area. It's a fake wall. Very cursed, but that's fine. We're a breaker of curses. Just like we break these fire gargoyles. And we got a double kill with the crossbow, nice. Doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's oh so satisfying. Happens a bit more into Wayfarer's Tome though. But whatever. We're gonna grab more ammo just to get ready for future encounters. There should still be some gargoyles. They are in the starting area and they'll probably just follow you from there. But that's fine. We'll go up and finish the rest of them. Because I want to get the health here anyway. Alright, so now we should be ready for the next part. Well, aside from some strays running around. Let's push this switch to the left, which will open this area, kill this fellow, and get ready to fight some disciples. Did I say some? I meant a lot. Now you can use the crossbow, or you can use the Dragon Claw. I'm going to use a Dragon Claw now. Dragon Claw might be more ideal because these guys like to flicker a lot. But when you press the other button, you get to fight Nitro Golems, who are not ghostly, unlike the previous level, thank goodness. So they are more susceptible to the crossbow. Oh look, another double kill. Sort of. There we go. They're guarding this. And also this. And when you press that button, this area will lower, but also you can go into this part and kill some guys here, like this gargoyle, who I'm going to use a Dragon Claw on. There's actually two of them. They're guarding the silver shield, which will be very useful. At least I'll find it useful. You can also go to this side and do much of the same, but the item you get out of it isn't as useful as the silver shield, but it will have its use, potentially. It's a morph of them. And of course, the gargoyle's right underneath me. That's fine. We're gonna go into here now and get these guys to blow up the pods. Or just blow them up with them. Either way, we should be able to go down into this area now and ride up this lift, which will give us this bag of holding. And it will lower the key when you press that switch, but when you go into this part, you want to be careful. You can get a Chaos Device right here, but when you go to grab the key here, or when you go to open this up, I believe it's either when you go around this area, like in the pool, you can wake up the disciples, so stay away from the pool unless you really want to fight them. I think it's even coming close to the line towards the pool. That'll wake them up, or open the areas where they're hiding from. Pool doesn't really have anything aside from some quartz flasks, which are nice, but you can grab those at any time. You can get the mace spheres though, because there is a fire mace on this level, unlike certain other levels. And it can be useful here on this map, unlike certain other levels. But whatever. We have the yellow key now, so we can open the yellow door. And that skull just flew right at me in such a strange way. Whatever. We're gonna kill everything here with the crossbow, because it's such a good weapon. At least when it comes to physical enemies. And this area will have undead warriors, perfect for crossbowing because they can potentially drop the ammo that you're investing on them. And there's a quiver of Heretic arrows here too, which is nice to have. So now we cleared out this area. Open this up, and you'll be able to go into this one. Push this button. And you can open this part up to get this, which isn't a secret. But when you're done with all that, you can run all the way over here and push this button, which will finally raise the set of stairs. But before we even go up there, we're going to go over into this yellow door, which will lead into a completely different area. But it's nice to clear it out. You can open up this banner. It's a red banner, so that's how you know it's different from the others. Just like the other area. And also like the other area, I don't think this is tagged as a secret. This doesn't open up until you go down into here, or rather just cross the line down towards the stairs. You want to watch out for the undead warriors. You can use a torch down here if you want, but either way, you're still going to be in a world of pain. Because when you grab the Hell Staff, there should be some Nitro Golems here. I think all but two of these guys are Nitro Golems. But if you are expecting them, should be fine. Anyways, now that we have all that sorted out, we're gonna finally go up the stairway. Now, what awaits us in the stairway? Why, it's lots of gargoyles and golems and nitro golems, of course. And there are also lots of items here you can grab, like the Shadow Sphere, and I think a Tome of Power. But we're gonna use the Quartz Flasks, 2 of them at least, because we got hit up quite badly in this area, huh? Grab this too. Tome of Power is right there, like I said. Let's grab it while the Crusher's raising, so we don't get beat up by that. And we might use it very soon, because when you push this button, you can also push this button, but it shouldn't matter. Yeah, when you grab the green key, the Iron Lich will be waiting for you through that fake wall, or fake stained glass, I suppose. There will also be Disciples of the Sparrow waiting for you, which isn't all that great, but, you know, them's the breaks. We'll fight this guy the hard way. And by hard, I mean hit, scan, Harry way. Because I forgot to press the Tome of Power button. But it shouldn't really matter. There we go, see? Push this button too, to open up some more areas with more Disciples of the Sparrow emerging from the stained glass windows. You can actually go up there if you want, but I'll show you how to get there in a little bit. We actually need to get there if we want to get all the kills and of course all the secrets. So we're gonna press this last one again. And you can just go into here to get this enchanted shield, and also into here if you want to get this area with these portals. We're gonna take the one on the left first, just to check out this little maze, which doesn't really have any enemies in it until you push the button. And when you push the button, you'll be fighting some fire gargoyles. You can use the Hell Staff, or since this is a closed area, you can use a crossbow or the Dragon Claw. Either way, your reward is a Mystic Urn, and also, I believe one of these opens up. It's right here. You can get some stuff here, but you want to exit through this part because you'll have to fight some Disciples of the Sparrow, and that's the only way you can get them out. So we're going to do that again, except this time we're going to go through the other portal. I think it's the right one this time. Yes. Okay. So check out this maze and look for this switch and repeat the process you did with the other area. You might get a fire mace out of it. Let's use it since we haven't really used it this much in the playthrough. I think you can also get a fire mace in the other area too. But either way, you can try going out here, but also this area has some stuff that you want to check out. Like this lift, which leads to here with this gargoyle guarding a map scroll. And once you're done with that, you can go up the lift and back through the area where you can drop down. But you can also open this up if you want to grab some more ammo. It's a lot of ammo, so don't hesitate to grab it. Anyways, over here, like the other area, we'll be fighting some more Disciples. And there we go. Now we can head back down into the yellow door area. Either one doesn't really matter that much, because both green doors will lead to the same place, with lots of nitro golems, lots of fire gargoyles, but not as many fire gargoyles as there are nitro golems. There are just lots of them here, but thankfully they aren't of the ghostly variety, so they don't give me, they don't stress me out as much as they would in E5M5. You can use the Hell Staff. It's not the most ideal situation because they have the higher ground, and that makes them that makes the projectiles a little less reliable. But like I said, they're not ghost enemies, so you can use the crossbow. But if you don't have any claw ammo and you want to hit scan them, you can always switch to the wand. Either way, if you can get them to slide off like that, that's oh so satisfying. When you're done with all the killing, you can press the switch to go up the lift. I believe there's another one on the other side. But either way, when you're done with that, you want to watch out for this whole ordeal with all these enemies here. Since we woke them up, we're going to go back up to the area where they are and fight them in person. And as you can hear, they're also infighting. Yeah, you can go here anytime, but I decided to wake them up a little earlier so I could get them to infight with one another. And I think that Disciple went the Crusher just in time. How about that? Let's just finish the rest of these guys off. We should be good to go. And here's the Wings of Wrath. Now the Wings of Wrath you can use to get some stuff like this Phoenix Rod, but you can get this another way. But I'm gonna get it with the Wings of Wrath because we'll probably need it very soon. Because when we go up here, you can just use this like a lift if you want. But either way, you want to make your way up here. Push this button, and that will raise the stairs over here. So let's use the Shadow Sphere because we're gonna face off Mighty Foe. Yeah, so mighty. He dies instantly. And yeah, that's a switch that raises up the, or rather lowers the area with the Phoenix Rod. It just makes life easier if you just use the Wings of Wrath. Anyways, the exit has a Disciple of the Sparrow, but you might have noticed that we didn't get any secrets. So let's go get those. And the way to get them, when you enter the exit area, you can just go into here, get the Ring of Invincibility. Let's use it right now, since didn't have an opportunity to do so. Now let's go over here and do much of the same. Grab the Mystic Urn. Make sure you actually tag the secrets because they can be a little tricky-dicky, but the real secret here is in this area that I neglected, because we're going to press this switch and go down here. And we're going to be using these items now. Yeah, pressing the final switch in the room with the pillars leads into this area if you go back to the first pillar. And we might as well clear these guys out. This is also an area that should be a secret but isn't. I have no idea why. If you want, you can just run through this part to grab the Quartz Flask, and you can just drop down here if you want to go through this teleporter. There's lots of ammo around here just to make sure that your conquest of this level is complete. But that should be everything. So let's celebrate by placing time bombs and press the switch. Actually, let's use the cheese vision and the egg. And that's the Colonnade. That is the almost penultimate level of episode 5. And now that I got to know it, it's not that bad. You can try doing it in a semi-non-linear way. You can go towards the non-secret secrets in any fashion you want, but the 2 secrets are at the very end, like the 2 official ones, which is very strange because there are so many secrets on this level that aren't tagged as secrets, but they should be. But I'm not one to judge from non-official secrets, but you know, the non-official secrets are almost essential to completing this level in a satisfactory manner, but it's fine. You're gonna get them either way if you want to get 100% of the kills, and if you want to get all the secrets, you're probably gonna get that anyway. But yeah, we are done with this level, so let's go into the actual penultimate level, the Foetid Manse. Alright, this stinky church is no match for us. We might be low on ammo, but by gosh, we are going to fight for our lives in a map like this. Over here, by this area, you'll grab the crossbow. There are some gargoyles here, but they are no match for that crossbow of yours. Right here, you want to stand. Make sure you tag the trigger to the bridge. Once you're on the bridge, you can go into this area, get rid of the Ophidians. At least some of them. And then we can make our merry way over towards here, all while dodging projectiles from Ophidians everywhere. And here's the yellow key. Now you have the yellow key, you can practice your SR50 if you want. But more importantly, you want to get rid of all these enemies. Here's a chance to get the Gauntlets of the Necromancer. They aren't too useful against the masses of Saber Claws, but they should still have their niche against all the other enemies. Speaking of Saber Claws, you can stick around if you want to fight them mano a mano, but odds are you might run out of arrow ammo. But that's fine. Plenty of opportunities to get even more. And of course, there's still plenty of Ophidians around, so let's just show off our strafe running skills. Some of these Saber Claws might get into infights with Ophidians, which is good, I suppose, because of the fact that there's so many of them just shooting from rooftops, and it'll distract the Ophidian, or rather the Saber Claws, from fighting you. But anyways, we're gonna go into the fortress here. I always thought this fortress was kind of cool, even though there's like a bunch of Ophidians. Grab the arrows before we run out and switch to another weapon, thank goodness. And unfortunately, we'll have to switch this time. So let's pitter-patter these guys down and be on our merry way. Now for this part, you can make your way up to here, to this mess, where you'll fight some disciples, but more importantly, once you make your merry way to this part, you can press a switch that'll potentially save your life, but probably not. It'll help you progress in the level, but unfortunately I wasn't able to press it quick enough. There's a Tome of Power here too, which will potentially save your life for real, like right now. First time in forever in the Wayfarer's Tome that I'm using the Vampiric Drain, huh? That's fine. Still gonna kill these guys with the crossbow though, and these guys, because some of them are guarding the Quartz Flask. You get the drainage. There we go. Let's switch to the wand for this fellow and use this Quartz Flask since we're getting hit up a little bit. And hey, the infighting is paying off too, sort of. We got the disciples in infights. Yeah, let's keep it up. You can be my YouTube friends now, disciples. As for these ones though, yeah, we're gonna have to fight them too. But hey, he dropped the Sigil of Power so we can pretend to snipe these guys. Let's also press this switch, like we were supposed to, but, you know, that's fine. Better late than never. We're gonna use the wand to get rid of these guys, and since we have the powered wand, at least for a little bit, it should help. You can use the gauntlets if you want to get that health back, potentially. No promises, especially since the Sigil of Power is a very rare drop. But now we clear this whole mess out, we can grab this Shadow Sphere, which isn't all that useful on a map like this because there aren't that many like enemies that require it, but it might have its uses. But unlikely. Either way, pushing the switch all the way in that one area with the Ophidian guarding it that nearly killed us will allow you to go up here into this area, the battlements, finally. And we have lots of Dragonclaw ammo, so we can use that on these guys. And get some more Dragonclaw ammo. And if you need cover, you can use the Braziers, potentially. But you also want to do a 6 strafe run to cross this platform. We're going to do some 6 sniping too. Maybe take some sips of the sippy juice. You know, because we'll need those sometimes. You can also snipe them from down here. Either way, you're gonna have to deal with the wrath of snakes. There's a very specific place you want to go, but we're gonna go into there later. We're just gonna grab some more stuff to make sure we're ready to snipe these guys. The energy orb is here. It's buffed up a little bit in the Wayfarer's Tome. It gives you 30 instead of 25, which is fine by me. You never know if you need those 5 extra shots, but they could help. For now though, let's get rid of the rest of these saber claws, because I'm not feeling them right now. That ought to do it. As for the rest of the Ophidians, we'll handle them eventually. Yeah, you guys fire at me. I'll deal with you in a little bit, okay? Because I'm gonna go here real quick and fall down because the saber claw is still blocking the way. Either that or I got unlucky with the pillars there. Made a slightly wrong move, which screwed me over completely. Whatever. If you want to make good moves, you want to go over here. Should be an opening right there, and you can get the Mystic Urn out of it. And let's also strafe run onto this platform again, and onto this one. And now we can go and check this part out. But it's blocked off, so let's just double check around these parts. Because I think there's another button that's important to be pressed. We'll get to it. We're just getting all the Ophidians out in the meantime too. Moving them around so they don't bother me too much in the main area. I see. Alright, so we're gonna go through here one more time. And this time we're gonna drop down into the area with the green key. And now we have it. Yeah, it's a very sneaky drop. Forgot you. That's how you open the rest of the pillars. But that's fine. I was a fool for a moment. Thought you had to open the pillars first before you went to grab the green key, but no, it's right there. Anyways, now that we open the green key, we're gonna go into the green door. Open the green key. No, we got the green key. Excuse me. Here's a chance to get the Hell Staff and also a Silver Shield. And let's take a sip of the Quartz Flask and grab this other one too. Finish off this gargoyle, like so, and we'll be ready to go. Now this part will allow you to go up, and this part will have some spooky enemies waiting for you, like this guy. Let's kill him. And pushing that button will allow you to go over here to this area. It's not a secret area, it's progression actually, but if you want a secret area, you could open this wall up. It's to the south, and it has a secret morphobum. You never know if you'll need an egg in these trying times, but I recommend you pick it up either way. Let's just switch if you want to open a door to this part. But watch out for this part, because there are some gargoyles waiting for you here. Some Ophidians might try to snipe you. But when you're done, you want to shoot that wall. That's the only way you can get into that area. You want to watch out though, because disciples will also appear to try to harass you. You want to be a little assertive in your fighting of them. Otherwise, you'll freaking die. You can use a crossbow on them. or the Dragon Claw. It all depends on whether you're feeling confident the side bolts will hit them or not. But when you go into this part that you opened up by shooting the wall, you'll have to fight Saber Claws. We're gonna use the health staff on them since we ran out of bolts. That's fine, because we don't need no stinking ammo. We do need health though. At least I think we do. But anyways, let's just make our merry way back into the room here. And go up to this part. Now this part will have the Wings of Wrath. But also in here is a chance to get instantly killed by Ophidians, which I will say no to. And we can just go back up there since I have the Wings of Wrath. So it's no big deal to me that I fell. Make sure you grab them so you don't regret falling yourself. Before I go up there though, I could have used the Mystic Urn, but I'm going to use the Wings of Wrath after I grab some crystal vials here. Because there are still plenty of them to go around. And, bye buddy. Bye buddy. Let's grab some health and we'll be ready to go. This guy though, don't like him. We're gonna use the Wings of Wrath right now and fly up here and destroy these Ophidians that were harassing us for a good portion of the level, and grab the Phoenix Rod over here. You also want to go up here so you can press this button. Very important because it opens an area in the slimy area where we got the crossbow. We're just going to use the Phoenix Rod a little bit to assert our dominance of this part. Like that. Now for this area, you can open it up, but watch out, because when you go down here, there's a number of fire gargoyles. And they can actually be deadly due to their high quantity, so let's just use a ring. So I'm not feeling like dealing with them. Yeah. This also allows you to go into here. Let's use the Tome of Power with the Ring of Invincibility. Almost called it the Ring of Wrath, but it might as well be the Ring of Wrath because we are going to inflict our wrath on these Ophidians that were also harassing us for a good portion of the level. You too, buddy. I haven't forgotten about you. You did a lot of damage to me right there, but I don't care. I'm gonna use the Mystic Urn too. Rain on all your parades. Just like that. So now we have the blue key, and we got both of the secrets. We can open this area up, grab the enchanted shield, but make our way out of there immediately because Disciples of Despair will try to ambush you, so we're just gonna let them roam around a bit. And we are almost done with this level. As you can see, we got both of the secrets, but we need to get the rest of the kills before we do anything else. We're gonna use the health staff to make sure our dominance of this level is absolute, because of the homing properties, of course. Because this area is pretty open. Not too wide open, but still. If you get all these guys out, you can easily dispose of them with this weapon. Also had an excuse to use the Chaos Device, I suppose, which is fine by me. Never get to use that thing. And like I said, there's not really an opportune time to use the Shadow Sphere. And ammo is a little short on this level, just a little. You can go up to the battlements if you want to grab more, but you don't really have to. But it does help. But hey, let's grab some more when we're done with this mess. Because these guys are tickling me a little bit. I don't like being tickled by these guys. Neither should you. Yeah, all these pillars lowered so we can finally grab all this ammo. And some health too, potentially. Oh yeah, I knocked one of these Ophidians down, so I forgot to kill him too. So, the last 3 enemies should be back through here. When you cross this line up, this bridge will raise up. Or, not bridge, elevator. Let's use the Egginator, and not the crossbow. And when we open this up, there's one more. And that's everything. So there we go, we did the Foetid Manse in 1 try. How about that? Yeah, usually this level can be a little tough because all the Ophidians, and it can be somewhat painful to do, also because of all the Ophidians on the battlements, but this is not like the Skein of Despair at all, I've found. I mean, there are some similarities because of the Ophidians in high up places, but this is not as painful to my mental psyche as E5M9. Doesn't drive me insane. Because, for one, there's no strobe lights. 2, the Ophidians are less in number, and you can actually get up to them in their little areas. And, 3, there are still no strobing lights. Ugh. I hate that about that map now. Drives me insane. But whatever. We are done with this map. It's not that bad. At least I find it to be not as bad as the other ones. I like the music. I like the atmosphere in general. The new song that was added was very good. But, it's not the best map, but I do like the whole idea of going into a fortress and just destroying everything in it. But, anyways, we're done with this level. Now we can go into the final one, which is the Field of Judgement. Let's go. Oh boy, we're greeted immediately by the laugh ambient noise. Wonder if that's a omen. Either way, we're gonna grab everything in this little place here, which is conveniently shaped like a spooky triad symbol. Kinda. Or more like a spider. So you want to go onto every leg of the spooky spider to make sure you grab everything. Especially this. Very much especially that. And also the health staff. Both very good things to have. But when you're done, you can grab the Wings of Wrath, and then make your way up to here. And then you're ready to fight 8 Molotars. 8 Molotars. 8 freaking Molotars. But the thing about this is, this fight isn't that bad. In fact, it's a little tedious due to their high quantity. Okay, let's grab this too, to make sure that we don't take any bit of damage. Well, at least we'll only take 25% of the damage that we normally would. You can just run around in a circle like a little baby and just strike these guys. Grab the greater runes if you need them anytime. You can also fire at them with the other weapons like the Phoenix Rod or maybe the crossbow, which I forgot to grab. But you don't need to. You can just stick with the Hell Staff for a good portion of this level and you should be fine. If you're feeling tricky-dicky, you can try to get the Molotar into the spot where you spawn. It's hard to tell where it is, but if you manage to do it, you can use the Chaos Device to telefrag him, but that's a bit risky, so it does work, as you can see there. I use the Ring of Invincibility just in case of situations like that where a Molotar will fire his screw you insta-kill attack. But we did manage to telefrag one of them, which is rather nice. It's on the southern part of the map, so if you see a Molotar there, you can probably telefrag them. They are really big. And if you want to show off, the power of the crossbow, you can do that. It's really strong as usual. The Shadow Sphere will probably kill you on this map. So I recommend not using it. In fact, I'm not even going to look at it. Alright, so let's use a Phoenix Rod a little bit, since the Molotovs are in one good spot. They're immune to splash damage, but the shots will still do quite a bit of damage to them. As long as you don't deal with their lines of fire, you should be fine. So that's more than half of them dead. Good. We have nice health, but not anymore. But, you know, we're almost done with this map. And there we go. And with that, we are done with Shadow of the Serpent Riders. Let's go through the portal and end this mess. As the final Molotov bellows his death agony, you realize that you have never come so close to your own destruction. Not even the fight with the Sparrow and his disciples had been this desperate. Grimly you stare at the gates which open before you, wondering if they lead home, or if they open onto some undreamed of horror. You find yourself wondering if you have the strength to go on, if nothing but death and pain await you. But what else can you do if the will to fight is gone? Can you force yourself to continue in the face of such despair? Do you have the courage? You find in the end that it is not within you to surrender without a fight. Eyes wide, you go to meet your fate. And with that, we are done with Shadow of the Serpent Riders. But we aren't done completely with Heretic. Oh, goodness gracious. Still have speech problems, but that's fine. We're done with this episode, though. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed most of the levels, except E5M9. That can go to hell where it belongs. But yeah, we are done with most of the Heretic levels. There are still some left, and we'll get to the rest of them in the last episode of this series. So stay tuned for episode 6, but until then, toodaloo. Also stay tuned for the outtakes. Now the place you want to go to is over here, so you can grab the crossbow. You might have to use Quartz Flask. If you want to check the auto map, it'll confirm your suspicions. You want to look for the area with the trident, because it's the only one that you can raise like a lift. But when you're done with that, you want to check around this area, grab all this stuff, and, you know... Oh my god, why would you block that? Look around, you'll see nothing but Ophidians. And death. But we're gonna try using the Hell Staff on him. Oh, okay.